Hello students, how are you? I wish all of you will be healthy and safe. So students, in this session you will learn the Python fundamentals. Okay, so before starting the working in Python you should have the knowledge of Python fundamentals. So let's discuss the basics of Python. Okay, now first of all you should know about the character set used in Python. Before learning any language you should have the knowledge of characters. Okay, so similarly to learn the Python you should have the knowledge about the character set used in Python. Okay, now so in Python the English letters capital A to Z and small letters A to Z are used. Okay, and the digits, all the digits from 0 to 9 are used to write the Python program. Okay, and the special symbols like space, plus, minus, multiply, divide, modulus, comma, less than, greater than, plus, parenthesis, square bracket, curly bracket, etc. are used to write a Python program. So this is the character set used in Python. To write a Python program, all the English letters capital A to Z and small letters A to Z are used. Okay, all digits are used from 0 to 9 and some special symbols are also used. So this is the character set of Python. Okay, so next is tokens. So what are tokens? The smallest individual unit in a program is called as a token. Okay, if you write a program in Python, the smallest unit, the smallest part of that program is called tokens. So Python supports following 5 type of tokens. Let's discuss them one by one. Okay, number one is keywords. Okay, we will discuss them one by one later. Keywords, identifiers, literals, operators and punctuators. Okay, so these 5 types of tokens are available in Python: keywords, identifiers, literals, operators and punctuators. So let's discuss them one by one. Okay, now keywords. So what are keywords? A keyword is a word having special meaning. Okay, so in Python every keyword has a special meaning. It is reserved by programming language. Means these are the reserved keyword. You cannot use the keywords for your purpose. Okay, these are reserved for special purpose. They have special functions. Okay, you cannot use your keyword as a variable name, function name or any other identifiers. So about identifier we will discuss in the next slide. Okay, so Python contains the following keywords like false, none, true, and as, assert, async, await, break, class, continue, def, del, elif, else, except, finally, for, from, global, if, import, in, lambda, non-local, not, or, pass, raise, return, try, while, with, yield. Okay, as we move in the further classes you will learn them one by one. Let's take an example to understand keywords. Okay, so suppose there is a family. In this family Mr. Mukesh Sharma is the head of the family. Means Mukesh Sharma is the father. Okay, then Mukesh Sharma cannot be, the name of Mukesh Sharma cannot be assigned to any child because Mukesh Sharma is a reserved keyword and Mukesh Sharma as a name cannot be assigned to a child. Okay, similarly these reserved keywords, these are the reserved keywords, cannot be assigned to name for any variable, any function or any other identifiers. Okay, got it? So, now
identifiers. Identifiers means recognizer. These are the fundamental building blocks of the program and are used for the name given to entities like class, functions, variables, lists, dictionaries, etc. So whenever you learn to write a program, you will create class, function, variables, list, etc. one by one. Okay. So then we give the name to these entities. okay, and by their name these are identified, so these are called identifiers. Okay, so what are the naming rules to identifier? Okay, if you assign a name to any entity, so you have to follow some rules also. Okay, so let's discuss them one by one. First of all, identifiers can be a combination of letters in lowercase or uppercase or digits, means and underscore. Means in an identifier you can have small letters, capital letters, digits and underscore. Underscore is the only special character that is used to write the name of any identifier. Okay, so let's take an example. For example, my class. Here you are seeing it is the combination of small case letters and uppercase letters. Where underscore 1, here we are using lowercase letters, underscore and digit also, and print underscore this to screen. So all these are the valid examples. Okay, next one, an identifier cannot start with a digit. Okay, so here you can see all the identifiers, all the variable names start with the letters, not digit. So one variable is invalid and variable 1 is valid. Okay, now keywords cannot be used as identifiers. As we have discussed in the previous slide, so keywords are the reserved keywords, so they cannot be used as a identifiers. Okay, so global is a reserved keyword. You are using global equals to 1, that is invalid. Okay, we cannot use special symbols like space. Space is also not allowed. Special symbols like exclamatory, @ has in our identifier. Okay, and so for example, first @ number equals to 1, that is invalid because you are using special character. The first space number equals to 1, invalid because you are using space. Okay, and the next one is an identifier can be of any length. You can write the name of variable of any length. Okay, there are some important points regarding identifier name, so you should remember them. So Python is a case sensitive language, means lowercase and uppercase treat differently. Okay, so this means variable and variable. There is a difference between variable and variable. Here you are using V as a capital letter, and here you are using V as a small letter. So both are different. So this is the case sensitive language. Okay, what is case sensitive language? In a language, if capital letters and small letters behave differently, so this type of language is known as case sensitive language. Okay, now always give the identifiers a name that makes sense. Okay, like so C equals to 10 is a valid identifier name. Count equals to 10 is a valid identifier name, but count has more sense in comparison to C equals to 10. Okay, makes sense, and it would be easier to figure out what is represent when you look at your code after a long gap. After a long gap, if you watch your code, the count equals to 10 can be easily identified in comparison to C equals to 10. Okay, so multiple words can be separated using an underscore. If your variable length, if your identifier length is more, then in this case you can separate them by using underscore like this. Here you are here if you have a long variable, like this is a long variable, and this is separated by using underscore like this underscore. Okay, so for this session it is enough. We will continue in the next class, in the new session. Have a nice day, be healthy, be safe.